Phyllis from iSew in the doll corner. And today I want to show you a few things that I have made from my pattern book, my basic doll patterns, and we'll talk about it later. But these are some pants patterns that I've made from the book. Tiny little wee ones. I have a smaller, I think there's a smaller pattern than this, but I didn't have any made up any smaller. And this is another little pair. They're kind of creased because they've been sitting in a box. This is more of a pantaloon and a bigger size. And I put the lace around that I can thread my ribbon through and just bring it through like that. So that's the panties. And there's patterns for petticoats, slips, half slips, whatever you want to call them. This has some of that elastic lace, and I used it on some of this little pair of panties as well. And it's a nice elastic because it's just so easy to sew on. So that's the half petticoat, and this is another petticoat that I made, and I put a band, I'll call it a band, around the waist so that I could lower the gathers of the petticoat so it's not at so much fullness at the waist. And then this is another full-size petticoat, and there's a couple of little darts for the bust line, and it's pretty much the same. It's the same pattern as the dress patterns, only I make the neckline a little larger and the sleeves a little large, armholes a little larger. This one is all lined, but sometimes I just make them a single and just finish the edge with a cover stitch, or just make it a little turned in. This one's not a real full one. You can make them any fullness you want depending on the style of the dress you're making. And then this one I showed you a little while ago, this little dress that I made with a lace and over a satiny material. Made her a little bonnet from the bonnet pattern. And she has a petticoat, and she has a diaper. Now I don't know whether I don't think the diaper pattern is in my book, no. But I have a video out on how to make a diaper. So if you want to check that out. Let's see, I have some other dresses here. This is a petticoat that I made, and I show you how to make the V to lower in the front of the dress. And this has a ruffle around, and I sew the lace on top. Sometimes I use ribbon, and that hides where the gathers are. It makes it look nice. And she has a pair of pantaloons or bloomers that matches her dress. And the back is a little bit longer. And I wanted a wider lace along the bottom, so I took 3 rows of fine lace or smaller lace to make it longer, or made it wider, and I put little ribbons on it with the little ribbon here. And this is her little hat to match. So she looks quite nice when she's all dressed up in this outfit. It's for a porcelain doll. This is also another dress I made, and it has silver trim on the lace with little seed beads scattered all the way around. And it has and I show you how to make this little dip in the front of a dress in my pattern book. And I put some little seed beads along the front here. And she has a nice big bow. I call that her Christmas dress. And this one, the petticoat has the silver trim on as well, and the V, with a pair of pantaloons to match. And I didn't mention the overalls. I show you how to make. These are just the same pattern as the bloomer pattern, or you can narrow the legs down or whatever, or make them fuller if you want. And then this little bib is just added on with the straps attached. And this is another style of an overall pattern. It's the same basic pattern as the pants, but I make the bib all in one piece. You can see, well, you have to sew a seam up the center. So but this is all one piece. And this doll has another little outfit on that's made the same way. I don't run the elastic through the top. I just bring the elastic to here, and then it fits it nice. And let's see, I have some other dresses here. I have this one, and she has some little beads. I often trim them with little beads because it's hard to find little buttons that small. I used to have a supplier for little beads, and I have a few of them left, but I don't know. And this, she has the lace on her pantaloons matches her dress. And this one, I made little tucks. And you can make those little tucks with your twin needle, but make it on a piece of fabric first and then cut your pattern out after, because for each row you've got to stop and start your machine, so you've got extra threads, so you want to be able to cut those off. And this is her little hat, and she's got an overskirt. Now this is another little dress that's really, really full. When I made the little ruffle for around the bottom of it, I sewed it about 3/4 of an inch down where I was going to gather the ruffles, and then sewed a little piece of ribbon over top, and that hides my seam. but this one is extra full. Usually 2 to 3 times the amount of material for the size of the waist is what I go. But this one, for some reason, I decided I needed to make it fuller. And here's another dress. This is for a porcelain, about a 17-inch porcelain doll. This is her petticoat, and she has the V. And the bodice is all lined. And it has the long train. And this is the skirt of the dress, the train. There's a big bow here. This is the front when it has the little V. And some lace on the sleeves. Now, I am not sure. There's a name for these things, but I can't remember what it is. And she has a little purse with a drawstring that she carries. But it's quite a pretty little dress on. And I have something else. Oh yeah, one more here. This is a little petticoat and bloomers that matches this dress. And this little dress, I put lace over the edge of the ruffle and some lace there. But I wanted to show you this sleeve, how I separated the sleeve and added the lace to it. Just as some extra trim. Now I have a video out that shows how to do that. If you go to my videos, you'll find a lot of these things where I made videos on. So if you're interested in figuring out how I made all these, I used my basic doll pattern book. And it has just patterns for dolls from size about 6 inches to about 23, 24 inches. And 23, 24-inch dolls and different styles of doll. Because a baby doll isn't the same as a fashion doll, and a fashion doll isn't the same as a girl doll. They're all different. So I have different patterns for different styles of dolls and different sizes. And I have put it on special. It was $24.95, and I've dropped the price for the Christmas season to $14.95. So if you're interested in buying it, check it out on my Etsy shop. And if you don't have a printer, just download it on your phone or your tablet. Take it to your office supply store, and they will print it off for you. And they'll even bind it and give you a little bit of a cover, put it all together for you. So if you're interested in it all, be sure and check it out on my Etsy shop. And thanks for watching. Bye now.